Trump family give a behind-the-scenes glance at their night at the U.S. ambassador's residence. Their father Donald is naturally the center of attention on his high-profile state visit to Britain, but the Trump children have made sure to grab a slice of the limelight by documenting every moment of their visit on Instagram. Last night, Trump's adult children gave fans a behind-the-scenes glimpse of a glittering party at Winfield House, the U.S. ambassador's residence, as the President and First Lady threw a dinner for their British hosts. Ivanka, 37, stunned in an off-shoulder white gown for the occasion, teamed with $675 857 satin pumps from Jimmy Choo, adorned with crystals. The mother of three posed for a snap with actress Louise Linton, who is married to U.S. Secretary of the Treasury, Asta Ben Mnuchin. Ivanka stunned in the floor-length white gown, excitedly sharing pictures of her outfit ahead of the event on her Instagram stories. Meanwhile, Louise looked striking in a floor-length gown covered in metallic red and pink roses, and a pop of playful pink lipstick. The women were joined by President Trump's other adult children, Tiffany, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, who also shared intimate pictures of the evening. And, appearing to find the perfect spot to take group photographs outside the U.S. ambassador's residence, the gang posed for snaps before entering the event. The siblings for photographs alongside Eric's wife Laura, who is 6 months pregnant, and were joined by the U.S. ambassador Woody Johnson. Tiffany donned a stunning navy lace gown for the occasion, wearing her long blonde hair down for the party. Meanwhile, Laura matched her sister-in-law in a dark navy dress which perfectly hugged her baby bump. With Ivanka describing the gang as a crew on social media, the five have been inseparable on their first state visit to the UK. They appear delighted to be visiting the country, and have posted snaps from inside a variety of events, including a trip to Churchill's War Rooms and dinner at Buckingham Palace. Trump's only child missing from the visit is his youngest son Barron, 13. Last night saw the Trumps treating Prince Charles and Camilla, 71, to a reciprocal dinner. In the dining room, 6 round tables were set out, seating 10 people each laid with a white tablecloth, white roses, and white candles. Ivanka was later pictured deep in conversation with another guest at the table, while Father Donald Trump and his wife Melania spent the first part of the evening greeting royals Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall. Melania followed Ivanka's lead with a designer floor-length gown, priced at £5,610 with diamond stud earrings and her hair styled in loose waves. Earlier today, Ivanka, who is highly invested in her father's affairs, wore a chic Burberry Pussy Bow printed silk chiffon blouse with sheer sleeves and bold oversized cuffs, which cost £850 £1,077 for a meeting with Theresa May in St. James Palace. She teamed this with a matching monochrome knee-length pleated crepe de chine skirt from the British fashion house, which cost the same amount, making the two-piece $1,700 $2,154 in total. Ivanka complimented her outfit with a pair of $550 $697 Burberry tape detail-heeled leather pumps and kept her long blonde hair sleek and straight for the event, opting for a smoky eye makeup look. The American businesswoman has been actively sharing highlights from her trip on her social media accounts, and posted a snap from inside St. James on her Instagram story this morning. In it, she posed in front of a decorative wall elaborately adorned with guns and swords, captioning it at St. James Palace FRUK/US Business Roundtable, followed by American and British flag emojis and the hashtag #UsDataVisit AAA. Ivanka sat next to Richard Timberlake, head of EMEA at Splunk UK, and joined senior business leaders from both the UK and the US at the meeting, as well as the Duke of York. Ivanka Trump has worked on business issues as part of her White House portfolio, including the American Workforce Policy Advisory Board, (A). She owned her own company before joining the administration. Since President Trump signed the Pledge to America's Workers' Executive Order last July, more than 200 companies and organizations have signed on, contributing to over 8.9 million new education and training opportunities for students and workers, (AA). Ivanka, who is the only child with a formal role in her father's White House, is accompanying the president on his rounds without the rest of her siblings, (AA). The first daughter attended all her father's ceremonial events on Monday, including the glittering welcome at Buckingham Palace, a tour of the royal collection with the Queen, where she chatted with Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, and the laying of a wreath at the tomb of the unknown solitaire at Westminster Abbey, (A). It was an incredible honor to meet Her Majesty the Queen, the longest ruling monarch in British history. Thank you for a Trump's 4 adult children also keenly shared photographs and videos from inside the historic Churchill War Rooms on Instagram on Tuesday after being given a behind-the-scenes tour most history buffs could only dream of, (A). Ivanka, Tiffany, Donald Jr., Eric, and his wife Laura were all brought along for the VIP tour of S Imperial War Museum on the second day of the president's 3-day trip in the UK, (A). They were shown around by outgoing Prime Minister Theresa May, AAA. The Churchill War Rooms were used in the Second World War by Winston Churchill and his cabinet to plot Britain's military advances while bombing tortured the streets of London, (AA). After taken behind the plexiglass which separates members of the public from some of the artifacts, the Trumps posed for photos to share with their fans, (A). In one, Laura Trump, who is expecting her second child, was seen standing next to her husband Eric, resting her hands on the chair Churchill sat in to lead his cabinet, (A). Eric proudly shared the snap on his Instagram account along with others, (A). Unbelievable tour of the Churchill War Rooms deep under the streets of London. Much of World War. Thank you to Prime Minister May for the wonderful tour and this incredible experience, he said, (A). Don Jr. shared a similarly enthusiastic caption on his post. The family also shared snaps on social media of the state banquet hosted by the Queen at Buckingham Palace, sharing a number of snaps from the event on her story, (AA). The first daughter stepped out in a pastel blue dress by Carolina Herrera, which has a price tag of over £9,000, $11,600, teaming it with pearl accessories, (AA). Dutch girl, 17, who was sexually abused at 11 and raped as a 14-year-old, is legally euthanized at. Piers Morgan presents a delighted Donald Trump with a Churchill hat as the president reveals all. It shows how aggressive the left can be. Donald Trump supporter doused in milkshake by protesters. Revealed scale of destruction to JLS star Oritz Williams. Fire ravaged £3M mansion just days after Donald's dinner party. Trump and Melania host Charles and Camilla at the U.S. ambassador's residence. NHS worker apologizes for shouting Nazi scum at a Donald Trump supporter who was doused in. Baby Trump blimp is deflated by Tommy Robinson supporter who is then arrested for possession of. Two bride-to-be jailed medical student who stabbed her Tinder date with a bread knife quits Oxford. Stag party are jailed over 8 hours of pure hell. Flight bridegroom and 3 friends cost. IF ******* up. What more do you want? The real winners of Loot Island? No, not the stars who sell their souls for £1.48 per hour for a family man, 53, admits killing 3-month-old baby after his wife told him he might not be the. Where there's a will, there's a war. For 11 years, ex-Savoy waiter was cared for by his cleaner Andorra. Call yourselves Echo Warriors? Anti-Trump act, Porsches, horses, and £6M lair like a Bond villain. Guy Adams investigates Neil Woodford, the great-grandmother, 93, is set to be deported from Australia to Britain and her devastated family.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.